My people wonder they say shall never end. Right now they said Igby was highly disappointed with her uncle who came to the palace with a strange news. Yes, so this her uncle happens to be those or one of those uncles who have been begging Kabiyesi to please give Igby a second chance. They said this uncle and her other uncles have summoned Igby over and over again, begging her to be of her best behavior in that palace, to represent them well, because if anything goes wrong, they will call all their people. They will be calling their people this, that. They said this their uncle and others have been begging Igby time without number. They have cautioned her in private. They have also cautioned her angrily in public, and yet she have decided to do what makes her happy, whether good or bad. Right now, her uncle have decided that it is time to let the world know that they are not in support of her actions. They have been begging for her sake all this while. But seeing that the more they beg, the more Igby is doing more. Remember that recently there was this news making rounds on social media that the same thing that attacked Ebony the other day, that Igby was also attacked by a strange spirit for going to a particular shrine in the palace to go and invoke the spirit of the deity against Kabiyesi and Queen Naomi. Someone that they are begging that Kabiyesi should have mercy upon. So with all of this news, I think if this information is true, the uncle is acting based on anger. Yes, that is what I can say if this information is true. So right now we are hearing that her uncle, and this is her most trusted uncle, the one that she never thought will ever say things like this against her. They said the uncle came to the palace. And Kabiyesi thought the uncle have come to beg on her behalf as usual. But Kabiyesi himself was so surprised when the uncle said, is it not better, as in the uncle is suggesting to Kabiyesi, is it not better that Kabiyesi send Igby out of his palace completely, you know, than removing that immunity from her? Because sending her out might be better than removing immunity from her. But the question is it sending her out as in that he is no longer marrying her? Remember they said, based on Kabiyesi's culture and tradition, he cannot wake up and say, I don't want to marry this woman. He cannot do it. Instead, worst come to worst, he will remove immunity from the person. Then if the person commits anything, the person will just bear the consequences all to herself. So I don't know if this uncle is saying in favor of Igby or in favor of the palace. But I believe it was out of anger that he have suggested that to Kabiyesi, telling Kabiyesi that Igby have disgraced them, that Igby is such a disgrace to them, despite all they told her, despite all the counseling they gave to her, yet she landed herself in this kind of mess. And she expected them to always come here and also disgrace themselves, to join with the ones that she have rubbed putty on their shape, on their faces, you know. So Igby was surprised to hear her uncle telling Kabiyesi to send her out of the palace, that she is a bad influence, that she is a disgrace, this, that. They said there is no kind of name that this uncle did not call Igby. And come to think of it though, remember that Igby is the first. Yes, and I believe that if Igby have been living a very good life, worthy of emulation, and maybe these other Oloris might not be what they are today. Maybe. Because you know that they said if things start from the head to spoil, it will affect every part of that thing, you know. So, Igby being the first wife in the absence of Queen Naomi, and being who she is, I believe that she is also a bad influence, like the uncle said, allegedly. Remember that I was not there. These are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media. Ehen. And because of who she is and whom the others have seen that she is, I mean the other wives, they decided to explore their own negative side, which is act of going to babalawos, mamalawos, doing all of that, spiritual manipulations. Even self, a lot of people are saying she be witchy. I do not know. These are all alleged information. So, but to me, if I'm to say, I will say that even this uncle's suggestion is not acceptable to me. I think Kabiyesi should go ahead and remove immunity, because as long as Kabiyesi is married to Igby, whether he sent her out of his palace or not, as long as that immunity is still covering her, she can still be doing everything that she is doing out there. Because even if she is out there, she will still be parading herself as Kabiyesi's wife. Because Kabiyesi did not say, I don't want to marry her again, and did not also remove immunity from her. So right now, Igby is disappointed with the uncle. But Kabiyesi, on the other hand, is still insisting that no other better option than to remove that immunity. And removing immunity does not mean that he is no longer marrying them. He is marrying them, but he just wants to teach them a lesson, so that whatever they commit, they will use their head to carry it. And I don't think it's a bad thing. The only thing he is trying to is to protect his son and his wife, Queen Naomi, and the palace at large. Because we are talking about Queen Naomi, Tadenika. What if Queen Naomi said she's not coming? Okay, look at the news that we keep hearing every time. If this person get belle, the belle go comot. This person go match charm, this, that. All those kind of things are not supposed to be heard in that palace. So Kabiyesi knew what he wanted to do. He just want to sanitize his palace, and I don't think it's a bad idea. He just want a situation whereby the, the palace will be safe, you know, so that people will not be living there in fear, and it's not a bad thing. So anyone who is talking about stopping this immunity remover, I think that person is an enemy to the palace success and palace growth. That is what I think. Everybody with his or her own opinion. So right now, they said Igby was disappointed with the uncle, but the uncle is just the other way around, trying to favor her. Because if Kabiyesi agrees to what the uncle is saying, Igby can go out there. If Kabiyesi send her out, maybe if she turn a new leaf, Kabiyesi might want to consider her to return back. Or one day she will just return back. After all, she is married to Kabiyesi. She can even decide to go to court or anything. Because Igby is very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. So when I hear this, I said, the uncle, you should go and rest. Go and rest. Let Kabiyesi do what he wants to do. He knows what he wanted to do. Anyway, guys, that is what we are hearing. If the information is true, don't forget they are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media. I shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Thanks for watching. Bye. Love you.